Hey everyone, Charlie here. Hope that you are having an okay week. I know that it's been stressful for a lot of us. And Mark and we hung out with you guys yesterday online. If you haven't seen that video, I encourage you to. Just about how we can make sure that we're doing a good job of making sure that we are projecting peace and hope to a world that is just in quite a bit of crisis right now. And so I encourage you to watch that. I think we have an incredible opportunity here to love and encourage people and to help people with again, they're just going through a difficult time. They're hurting, they're struggling, they're anxious, and we can show them that God's people can be and live at peace. And so I encourage you to watch that video. You can find it on our Facebook community group. You can find it on here as well. But as you guys know, there's been a lot of talk about schools canceling. The U of A has already kind of switched to online meeting only. A couple of our larger businesses, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, their corporate offices have moved to working remotely. A couple of the significant key churches in our community have done the same thing, and people have been asking me for the last couple of days kind of what decision we're making. And I'll tell you the decision, then we'll kind of talk a little bit about why. So we've made a decision that for the next 3 weeks, we are going to move to an online experience only. We will continue to worship. We will continue to have time as we're going through 1 Thessalonians, but we're going to be doing it exclusively online. So during the 10:30 service, we will be broadcasting the entire service. It will be very different, a different kind of service. It's very different to try to do the things that we do into a room where there's not really very many people in there, except the people who are kind of supporting the time. But here's the thing that we really believe and the thing that we really value. What we really value is that it really is important for us to be together. It's important for us to be together, and so even if we can't physically be together, we still want to be together this Sunday as we worship. And so we're going to worship all together in rooms and homes and places all over Northwest Arkansas. We're going to continue to worship together over the next few weeks, and it just won't be able to all be in the same room. And so the reason for that is, if you know me, there's a couple things you should know about me. One, I was kind of raised this way, and that's kind of how I am, where it's like the analogy I've been using is like Lieutenant Dan kind of on the side of the ship screaming at the waves. I guess he's having an angry God moment. It's not the best analogy in the world, but he's like, just give me what you got. Like, I don't get scared when it's time to drive in the ice or rain or anything like that. I think, maybe we can meet. And my reaction personally to these kinds of things is to think that they're not going to be as big a deal. And at the same time, I just get really emotional and struggle. Like, I want to make the right decision. I want everybody to feel good about it. And the thing that has kind of overcome all of that, I've had a lot of conversations today. I've read a lot, it's not just today, all week, interacting with people about kind of what this is and learn this phrase called social distancing, which is this idea that if we can just choose for a season to not gather in larger groups of 250 or more, and if you count our kids, that's exactly what our second service is. Our second service is 250 or more people most Sundays. And so if we can agree to not do that for just a few weeks, then what will happen is that we'll be able to minimize a lot of the effects that this can have. And so by doing that, we are going to be able to minimize what a lot of what this can be. And so we mentioned yesterday in the Facebook live video that we don't want to panic. We don't want to respond out of fear. This is not a fear decision. This is not a panic decision. This is just taking on the collective wisdom that says that the best thing that we can do is to not meet in larger groups. And if we meet in larger groups, then we can avoid the worst of what most of this can be. And so again, we're kind of joining in solidarity with the significant businesses in our area, the churches in our area, to say, hey, let's just take for a season, just for a brief period of time, to say, hey, let's not do this, and so that we can avoid the potential worst of what this could be. But at the same time, again, being together is very important. So if we can't be physically together, let's be there collectively together in spirit and all worship at the same time at 10:30. I know often you have an online experience, you have a video or whatever, you can say, well, we can watch that later. Obviously, of course, we can watch it later. But the beauty of doing it live and the beauty of doing it all together is that this really strong sense of, even though we're not physically together, we're still together. So in the same way, the small group leaders meeting that was supposed to be after was canceled. We're not going to have Roots on Sunday, and the town hall on Monday will be postponed as well. And so if something changes over the next few weeks, then we will make a decision accordingly to start church back sooner, or if we need to extend this past the next 3 weeks, we can do that as well. But right now, just to plan on that for the next 3 Sundays, so the next 3 Sundays in March, we will continue through our series in 1 Thessalonians. We will continue to worship together, but we'll only be in an online experience at 10:30. So we'll be sending out an email in the next few minutes that will give more information about that. As always, if you have any questions, if you have anything that you would like to know, please feel free to email us, contact us in any way. But again, I can't emphasize enough that it is incredibly important. It's incredibly important for us to know that this is not birthed out of any panic or fear. This is not a result of, and this is some of the great conversations that I've had with doctors and people this week. These kinds of decisions, things canceling, this is not cause for you to panic. It is actually a great opportunity that we have to be able to take some small steps now to prevent bad things from happening. So the fact that we can do this and know that it will work is actually really encouraging news for where we currently stand here in Northwest Arkansas and in the U.S. in combating the potential spread of this virus. And so be hopeful, be encouraged. As always, keep trusting in God. Put your faith and your hope exclusively in Him, and look forward to connecting with you guys this Sunday online at 10:30. Hope you have a great weekend, and we are definitely praying for you. Take care.